Alright. Red. Red. Right. Let's focus. The colour of this pen is the colour of this pen is the colour of the pen that I hold in my hand is royal blue. One lie, and I can't even say it. I've got it. I'll write it down. Right. The colour of the pen is red. Oh no, come on! Drop it! Uh-oh. Oh, you're a guy. Yeah. The pen is blue. The pen is blue. The goddamn pen is blue. Hello YouTube, Film Buff 06 here, and in order to celebrate my 1-year anniversary on YouTube, which of course happened on Thursday, I'm going to be doing a special review of one of my favourite comedy movies, featuring one of my all-time favourite movie comedians, Jim Carrey, and it is the underrated 1997 classic Liar Liar, which is directed by Tom Shadyac, who had previously worked with Carrey on Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, and later on with Bruce Almighty, as well as resurrected Eddie Murphy's dying career the previous year with his remake of The Nutty Professor. And this is also the film that made Cary a star again after the box office disappointments of Ace Ventura 2, When Nature Calls, and The Cable Guy, for he already had 3 hit movies in a row back in 1994 with Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, The Mask, and Dumb and Dumber. Now, the story of Liar Liar is based on an episode of The Twilight Zone titled The Whole Truth, and is centered on a fast-talking, high-rising, career-obsessed lawyer named Fletcher Reed, played by Jim Carrey, in a role that was originally going to be given to Steve Martin before he turned it down due to scheduling conflicts with another film. Now Fletcher Reed is very good at compulsively lying to everyone around him, especially his five-year-old young son, Max, played by Justin Cooper, whom he constantly breaks promises to. after feeling fed up of the many times he has been let down, Max makes a special birthday wish that his father would not be able to lie for one whole day, which ultimately does come true. Fletcher then also finds himself engaging in uncontrollably erratic and eccentric behaviour as a result of his sudden inability to lie, and acting like a certain newly regenerated Time Lord who is going through the post-regenerative process. Anyway, even worse for Fletcher, not only is he supposed to falsely defend his latest client, Samantha Cole, played by Jennifer Tilly, who may be best known to Pixar fans as the voice of Celia in Monsters, Inc., who is now, Samantha Cole, who is accused of adultery in a lucrative and crucial divorce case, but he is also facing the prospect of losing his son as his ex-wife Audrey, played by ER's Maura Tierney, and her new boyfriend Jerry, played by Cary Elwes, whom most people would probably recognise anyway from his leading role in The Princess Bride, are about to move to Boston. So, what are my thoughts on Liar Liar? Well, I remember seeing this movie a countless number of times while I was growing up, and I always feel a sense of nostalgia every time I watch it. I have to say, I freaking love this movie. Just, words cannot even begin to describe what a consistently and fantastically hilarious movie Liar Liar is. Even though the story may be a tad corny and predictable, the way it is done in this film is just superb, thanks to the cleverly written script, which also touches on ideas of parenthood, how lying affects other people, and when is it okay to lie and or tell the truth. I also like the fact that it is like a Groundhog Day or Christmas Carol type story where one character has to go through an extraordinary situation in order to make a fundamental change and become a better man. And it also kind of reminds me almost of The 11th Hour, except it is more grounded in reality in terms of the Doctor's day, getting worse and worse while he is coping with the post-regenerative process. The film is just perfectly well paced at around 82 minutes, almost the same length as an average Disney film. The direction from Tom Shadyac is just great. The score by John Debney is very entertaining and just seamlessly blends in with the comedy perfectly. The acting from everyone involved is just fantastic. The supporting cast, including Jennifer Tilly, Swoosie Kurtz, who plays the female prosecutor, Amanda Donohoe, who plays Fletcher's seductive boss Miranda, the late Anne Haney, who plays Fletcher's secretary Greta, and Jason Bernard, who sadly died shortly after filming was completed, all do very well in their roles. All do very, very well in their roles. Maura Tierney does a very good job in her role playing the long-suffering ex-wife. Cary Elwes does a great job in his role playing the hopelessly bland boyfriend, who at one point is quite hilariously compared to Mr. Magoo by Jim Carrey's character, and the guy nails his American accent perfectly. Justin Cooper also does an excellent job for a child actor of his age, even though he did go on the following year to play the title role in the direct-to-video sequel, Dennis the Menace Strikes Again. Yeah, and I have to say that he looks very, very, very cute, you know, bowl haircut and all. But the star of this movie is, of course, Jim Carrey. I mean, some critics say that his dramatic scenes don't quite work in this movie. I have to respectfully disagree and say that he did a great job with those scenes. And this was before he made The Truman Show, for goodness sake. But, my God, his physical comedy in this movie is just amazing. The way he uses his body, his mannerisms, his facial expressions, his different reactions to the truth-telling that spews out of his mouth. Everything that he does in this film is just absolutely brilliant, classic Carrey at its finest. And he was even nominated for a Golden Globe Award for this performance. I mean, I also thought it was awesome that Carrey makes a little, you know, tongue-in-cheek reference to his own career in this film. You know, in the moment when Max asks him whether or not he will be stuck with a funny face if he keeps making one, Fletcher responds by saying, "No. In fact, some people make a good living that way." Again, awesome. There are just so many classic moments in this film. I mean, there's the scene where Fletcher, after having sex with his boss, at first realizes he can tell the truth when he says the words, "I've had better." And his reaction to saying those words is just priceless. There is the scene where Fletcher accidentally compliments a new, female employee's breasts and ends up getting slapped in the face, "Mama." there is the scene where, you know, Fletcher ends up breaking wind in the elevator and screams out, "It was me!" There is the scene where Fletcher publicly roasts the board of directors. There is the scene where Fletcher is trying to lie about the colour of the pen and say it is red when it is actually royal blue, only for this attempt to backfire as the pen turns on him. And there is especially just a hilarious as hell scene where Fletcher goes into the men's toilets and tries to find a way to get out of the court case, and he inadvertently, you know, hits his head against the wall, which then gives him this crazy idea to just beat the living crap out of himself. This scene in particular, while being admittedly over the top, is just an absolute classic, and it's the one that makes me laugh the loudest, you know, every time I watch it. Plus, this film features some of the best outtakes I have ever seen during the end credits of any comedy film. They are in fact almost funnier than the movie itself. Now, I could just go on for days on end about how much I love this movie, but in all honesty, there is really nothing more that I can say, and that's no lie. See what I did there? I would highly recommend this movie to fans of Jim Carrey and fans of film comedies in general. I guarantee you that you will be rolling on the floor, rolling in the aisles for an entire week after watching this movie. Overall, Liar Liar is, in my opinion, right up there with some of Jim Carrey's best works. It is laugh-tastic, and my rating for the film is an awesome-tacular 9.5 out of 10. Now, feel free to leave a comment in the section below and let me know your thoughts on Liar Liar, and also let me know what your favourite Jim Carrey movie is, comedy or otherwise. Plus, feel free to subscribe to my channel. My next video is going to be my 5th Disney villain character review. I'm halfway through the series now, which of course is going to be of Gaston from Beauty and the Beast. I also want to thank each and every one of you that have subscribed to me over the past 12 months. Like, to name a select few, James and Matthew from Who Addicts Reviews, Owen Salmons, Harry Williams, William Hazeldine, Mr. TARDIS 11, Tom Dix, Alexa from Exterminate, Taylor from The Kermit Creation, Joe from Davros Dude 98, Steph Felton, Wesley McCammon, Ethan Cronin from Ethan DJC, the Geek Legion of Doom, Jonathan McGurk, Robert Lithgow or Lithgow, the Obsessed Whovian 95, Adam Charlton from the Geek's Handbag, and of course the new channel, the Whovians Assemble. And also I want to thank all the viewers who took their individual times over the past year to watch and like my videos and give me all the positive feedback you could possibly give me, because without you guys, I would not have celebrated an entire year on YouTube on Thursday. As always, do take care, everyone. Thank you all very much indeed for getting me this far, and goodbye.